Hi, welcome. This is Greg Adamore, and I'm your host of Experts of Southern Nevada. And we're here every Tuesday at 5 o'clock, and we welcome you to write in with questions or call the station if you have questions about real estate. We have some great guests. Today, I'm very happy to announce our guest, Heather Willmott of Next Title, account executive for Next Title. And she's graciously accepted to come in and share a little bit about the process that happens in title and a little bit about her company. And next week, we have none other than Catherine Mastos, the Attorney General. That's Catherine Cortez Mastos, who's coming in and is going to tell us a little bit about Senate Bill 300 and 284. But today, we're going to focus a little bit on the escrow process. Every sale has escrow and title. And Heather, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you for having me.
Oh, such a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, can you tell folks a little bit about what happens in escrow and title and a little bit about your company? And
Sure. Our company, Next Title, has been in Vegas currently for going on 2.5 years. So we're newer to the market, to the Vegas market anyway. We are currently in 6 different states, full title and escrow, which I'll explain that in a second and how that works. Not to go too much into depth with it, but so we are the largest independent title company in the West and branching out. We are currently in Nevada, California, Arizona, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. Our corporate headquarters is in Bellevue, a suburb, you would say, of Seattle. So, and that's where corporate's at. We are, how I like to put it is title and escrow for people who don't know. We're a piece of the real estate pie. You have your realtors, your lenders, your appraisers and home inspectors, and title and escrow. And we facilitate and handle the transaction once it comes to us. All proper documentation, housing, the title for the property, which is title insurance. Got to have that. And so we have a different motto at our company. There are a lot of title companies and escrow companies across the country. We're about building relationships with our realtors and lenders, who's our client base, kind of like a real estate agent. There is the regular customer. So that's really important to us, to be able to build a team with people, not just to have that outlook where you have to use us because we're a part of the real estate transaction. We want people to want to use us and build those relationships, strong relationships with people, be a team with them.
So the customer service and treating each person, helping their business grow, giving them a peace of mind and the security of knowing that their transactions are handled with personal care. Correct.
Customer service is always a huge part of any company, I believe. And sometimes that can start to trickle a little bit, but customer service, marketing, we have a fantastic, our marketing departments and to help realtors grow their business, to help lenders grow their business. And technology-wise, we are from Seattle, so I always say, I was a little bit behind the curve myself, and I've learned a lot since I've worked for this company. And I've been with them since they started in Las Vegas 2 years ago. I was the first account executive that they hired, and they are a fabulous company, and they do stay ahead of the curve. They really, really do. Things technology-wise, like I said, that I hadn't seen before, like even QR codes. When I remember the first time I seen some of those was on our material from Next Title. So it was, they're a fantastic company. They think outside the box. They try to, they're all about differentiating themselves, and that's our, what we extend to the clients as well. Do something different, make a name for who you are, not part of the mix.
Right. And as a realtor, I've recently started utilizing your service, and a lot of us haven't been aware that Next Title is kind of the new guy on the block here. But compared to the big factories, the big houses that are national brands, well known, I've noticed that your company is very quick and efficient. And even with my own real estate transactions, I know if I need a preliminary title report or property profile or a list of notice of defaults, if we're trying to help people who are going behind that need advice, I can get them to you usually within the same day, which is remarkable.
And that's one thing we pride ourselves on as well, is that, again, the heart of everything with any company is customer service, and that that in itself is something that's talked about. Like even with you, if you're talking to another realtor or whatever the case is, and it grows off that. So that's really important to us. I mean, even, you know, we have a whole, you know, complaints and compliments section that people can send things into. You know, so our turnaround times are important to us. Our fees are competitive with everybody else, all the big, you know, the big boys and stuff. So we stay competitive. We have some, you know, phenomenal tools in regards to marketing as well. We do a lot of custom pieces, things like that, so we can help, you know, make something that you're sending out different and you know, really eye-catching. But yeah, so our customer service that's one I always tell people, you know, second to none. You will be happy, and that's a big deal to us. A very big deal to the partners and corporate and all of us involved. You know, we all play a part in it. So yeah.
It's nice that you bring the new technology too. You mentioned QR codes.
Yes.
And you know, I've seen them on the people's business cards and their marketing flyers, and they put their smartphone on there and just instantly download the website information, the email. So QR codes is an important thing for realtors that are watching. You know, a lot of realtors know we have good rapport. I've been in the business 35 years, so I'm recommending Next Title. They're doing a phenomenal job for me. I just, yesterday we wrote an offer for Jeff and, I won't say the last name, Jeff and Barbara, but the listing agent wanted to use a different title company. And I said, well, why don't you give these folks a try? You'll be amazed at the service.
Right.
And so, you know, and of course, when I asked you to come on, you know, I was very impressed. And
well, thank you. And I'm very appreciative that you asked me to be on. I know you. You are a fantastic realtor. Like how you said about us, the communication, same goes for you. And it's important in all of our business, you know, just like when you have your clients and things like that. And I know you've helped us. So, you know, very grateful for that. And but yeah, so no, it's we are sometimes the Vegas market it's very unique.
Yes, it is.
It's very different compared to a lot of other markets. I mean, everybody has their own way. But Vegas is truly different. So it's been, it's like anything that's new and starting. It's a struggle, but it's been very much worth it. We're gaining market share. We're, you know, Vegas, you know, the real estate community is not that big. You know what I mean? It's not like, say, like Southern California or something like that. So word travels very fast, and to get that recognition and people start to know who you are, it's paying off. And I've been in the business for about 11 years. Started out in escrow. I was an escrow assistant, and then went to real estate, and I was a realtor for 8 years.
That's right. You have a background in real estate also.
Yes, I do. And so. And then when, of course, things changed with the real estate market, and I kind of went back to my roots, which was title and escrow. And that's another thing. Our company, it's unique in so many ways, but one of the ways it's very unique is that all the reps, all the account executives like myself, across the states, all come with a lending or real estate resale background of some sort. We all have it, either whether it's a rep in another state. We all have that, and that is pretty much a requirement of theirs, because we need to be able to understand what you're going through.
Sure.
You know, and for me, I can understand. I know the real estate market in Vegas, and you know what the trials and tribulations of what you deal with.
Oh, exactly, very much. And, I know where I live in Rhodes Ranch and have for about 12 years, and a lot of people know me marketing in that area, and I know that you're helping me with my farm package there, which is a great blessing, especially with the technology that you bring to the table and with the core logic and the mail outs and you know, things that are customized and individualized for the real estate presentation. So not only a support to the community, but to the real estate community and title and escrow. So we all have to work together, and our objective is to give the home seller, the home buyer, the best results and to surpass their expectations. You know, make it courteous and pleasant to have in transaction. And you mentioned I helped you too. I know it was kind of ironic because, you know, I know when your husband James had a restaurant, has a lot of experience in computers, and but you know, having a good relationship and knowing how hardworking he is and how hardworking you are. And then recently, when you were looking for a home, I think he said that he had been looking everywhere for, I don't know, 6 months or a year.
Yeah, it's been it's been challenging, and you know too, especially with the supply and demand situation currently. Not a lot of inventory. Hopefully that's going to be changing soon.
Looks like it might be.
It's a great time for sellers, of course, but it's difficult for buyers, especially buyers with loans. Such as myself. And so, I mean, if you're a cash buyer, it's easier. But so he had been looking, and I had been looking too in my free time for about 6 months. 6-7 months. And so when he came across your ad, it was like, it was blessing. It was, and I'm a real meant to be kind of person, you know, fate, and I believe in all that. So if something's supposed to happen, it's going to happen. But the way that happened, it was like it was meant to be. So so no, and you've been fantastic in helping us and everything. And I think we all speak the same language. You, me, and my husband. My husband being a lender at one time.
Sure.
So we all understand. And short sales and different things are difficult.
And I know the property that we're in contract with is short sale, but it just turned out it was meant to be. It just seems that God opens one door. If he closes another one, don't worry about it.
Right.
And for people that are watching that have been trying to buy, it's frustrating. We feel your pain, but you have to persevere. Good things do come for those who wait. You do need to seek out good escrow and title company people that can help you with the paperwork, and experienced realtors that know the area that are really looking out for you.
I agree. The realtor situation, I think it's very, very important to have a good realtor, such as yourself, comes with so much experience, and it's a touchy subject, you know, or it's touchy situation, real estate, and it can go very wrong very quick when you're trying to do something on your own and not really knowing. You know, so that's why it's great. Just like if you have a problem, you go to your doctor. If you have a health problem, you know, a tax problem, you go to your accountant. Same thing. Go to definitely contact Greg Adamore. He is fabulous, you know, wonderful, and you will, you know, get the best service and treatment and really caring. You know, because that's a big thing too. I think, you know, to really care about people, and when they are in a short sale or they're losing their home, it's tough. It is. It's very tough to. You know that they have to get out of it, but it's their home. It's maybe where they're raising their children. That's right. And so you have to be compassionate too. It's not, you know, you know. So you kind of are a chameleon. That's right. You have to have a lot of different faces with people, and you know, be compassionate. So I think compassion is a really key word today. You know, people have went through a lot. A lot of people have lost properties and starting over. And we've seen a lot of people who have lost their home by foreclosures. And you know, a lot of folks come home and they don't know if they're going to have a home for their children that day, and the kids are trying to stay focused on school. So you're dealing with a lot of issues that are sensitive to folks, and a little compassion and a lot of expertise where you solve problems really helps. And I know negotiating with you, with your experience, your deep experience in understanding real estate, your background in it, it was so easy to work with you because you understood exactly what was going on with the sellers, and you're patient, and sure enough, things came to fruition just like they're meant to be. Exactly. But it was so easy to work with you because the more intelligent a person is, the easier it is for us to you know, to do business properly. And of course, a lot of folks that haven't sold property very often or bought, we have to educate them and share with them. And that's what an investment counselor, an experienced agent will do. Will explain to the buyer and seller, hey, this is the process. This is what takes this much time. This is what you can expect. These are the issues that are more pivotal, that are, you know, appraisal issues. Appraisal issues are a big thing today. Very much. Getting your offers accepted is the hardest thing. These buyers are, they're just getting frustrated. They're making 10 offers and not getting a home. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, at one point, before my husband found the property you had listed, I had given up. Not forever, but I said I don't want to look anymore. And he wouldn't give up. So I was just like, I have to take a step back. And I know this from purchasing homes in the past, where I take a step back and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna dwell, I'm not gonna focus. If it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be. That's right. Then he calls me that day. It tells me Greg has this house listed, and it's everything we wanted. It's a beautiful. So I was like, you know. So then I was, you know, and then so it's worked out. But you're right. You have to educate people too. It's just like anything. If somebody doesn't really know. They just know that, you know, and there's so many options too. There's a lot of different options for sellers. I mean, we have so much coming up right now. You know, the possible tax situation at the end of the year. Is it going to expire? It's supposed to expire, but you never know. At the last minute, things can happen. So people who are behind in mortgage payments and stuff, and you know, as you know, don't wait.
Oh no, it's important that the viewers realize this.
Yeah, short sale. Short sale.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not an attorney, but this is pretty cut and dry as far as that goes, you know. And a short sale hits your credit, but it's not as bad as a foreclosure. And you can even qualify for HAFA or different things and get money to help relocate and things like that. So I strongly suggest that they call you to short sale.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of people money, and from $3,000 on up to $30,000 to relocate, and your credit takes a small ding, but usually only goes back about 75 points, depending on how you do it. You can plan it strategically, and we interact with the few attorneys that really are knowledgeable. A lot of them are advertising. I caution the viewers, if you see an ad on a billboard, check 2 or 3 more people. A lot of the big boys are advertising, short sale today, buy tomorrow, never move. A lot of this stuff is going to be questionable. I do have the Attorney General coming on next week to answer some of these questions. I get a lot of calls, and I know you do too. How do you sell the house and never move? You know, or can you sell it to a loved one or a family member?
And that's what I was confused about too, because arm's length transactions, and every bank sends that to us, the title company, and we provide it out to everybody. But so yeah, definitely, I'm with you. If you see something like that, sometimes it's still a thing. If something's too good to be true, it is.
Oh yeah,
it really is.
That's right.
And like you said, you've worked with some good attorneys in the industry who are trying to help. And then, like with our company, we have the short sale processing unit who helps in utilizing, taking a little bit of the paperwork part of it off of a realtor's plate. That way they're not so bogged down on it on a more simple scale. Not so much maybe a strategic like with an attorney might have to handle, but so that's something else that Next Title offers in regards to just helping. Just trying to help everybody out, and from the agents and down. So
my partner, Ari Roker's been on the show, but he's in communication with your office a lot, and he's just amazed how pleasant, how professional, and quick the service is at Next Title. And we just listed a couple of short sales this week, and one on Golden Scots, and already and within one day I've got the whole package. And I moved it from another big name title company that we were just a small fish in a big pond, or like a statistic. They've got 300-400 of these, and I need my clients need to be they need the service, the attention that you guys provide for them. That's unique in today's world. And Vegas, I think we're over 2.5 million people now. But I was reading.
But you're right. I mean, as far as the big title companies go, and sometimes it's like with anything where you can become another number, and you're just lost in the mix. I'm
getting a lot of that lately, and it's frustrating.
And that's the one upside to working with, say, a smaller company. We're small on a certain scale, but in the big scheme of things, we really aren't. You know what I mean? But you get that good feel when you work with us.
You have attorneys that are part owners and that you can collaborate with, so you have all the newest, up-to-date legal resources available for you and your for our clients.
And that's always important. We're owned by RCO Legal, which is a big mortgage banking law firm. And they've just partnered with, actually it was in DS News, which is a big real estate thing, with an Atlanta firm. So that's who owns us. We have a couple different sister companies, trustee companies, and stuff. So so we're just expanding and growing. We have a national refi unit that covers pretty much anywhere, across the United States. We have operations in Hawaii and different places as well. All just
that could be
Denver. Hawaii definitely. I think I need to go there.
Right here, right? The 9th island here. You can go there in business, right?
Yeah, I think I need to go there for some training. Training. I'm always trying to go somewhere for training. I tell the company all the time I need to go somewhere for training. But and that's another thing. They're constantly, their motto on training is kind of like the Major League Baseball. They have spring training every year. They know how to play ball, but they freshen up on what they've learned and what they know every spring. So that's how our approach is.
Continuing education is a great thing for our industry.
It's very important. And that way, it's easy to get stagnant, and
Right.
kind of just, stay right there. So
You're either moving forward or you're moving back.
exactly,
Stagnant
and that's our motto.
Oh, is that right?
Moving forward.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, next title,
it
moving
fits.
forward.
It fits well.
Yeah.
It's expanding and moving forward, and
Yes.
we've been delighted with the service so far.
Wonderful.
It's very refreshing. We've called a lot of the other companies, and we can't get calls. We have approvals for short sales, and buyers need to move in by April 17th,
Yeah.
and they have to move out, and then the files get stagnant.
Yeah.
And then you have a seller and a buyer that have to start over, and some of these painstaking process. A lot of the people who have done short sales, who are viewing or contemplating doing a short sale, need to realize that timing is everything. So when we get our paperwork on time from the title company and our preliminary,
Right.
and we get the verifications and the hardship letters, and there's a certain process that happens with short sales, and they're still the buzzword in the industry. Short
Right.
sales still are a great opportunity. But as Heather said, at the end of the year, the Tax Forgiveness Act that Congress passed is going to expire, and it's anybody's guess whether they're going to extend it. I've heard that they
No.
won't.
I've heard the same thing.
Yeah.
I've heard the same thing, and that's the thing. So we're already going into July next week, and with short sales, and like you said, approvals come down. Time is of the essence.
Yeah.
Time is of the essence, and once those approvals come down from the lenders and stuff, everybody's got to be on it.
Yeah. It's like
Everybody's
30
got to be
days,
moving.
and
Yeah. So you can't have people just being nonchalant about stuff.
yeah,
These are
sure.
people's lives.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I've got a seller that has a deadline, and they have a Bank of America co-op share program. And on a co-op program, they do not give you an extension for 1 day. They don't really, if you're in a hospital, all that stuff, it doesn't matter. But they give you a co-op. That means you're going to get money when you relocate. A lot of times, this particular seller was going to get at least $5,000, and that was a big motivation for her. Besides having about $250,000 debt forgiven and
Sure.
not be taxed on.
That's huge.
So yeah, and then see with a short sale, with an experienced short sale realtor, working with a excellent title company that does the paperwork right, we secure the deficiency waiver, which is where they're not liable.
Right.
And
Right.
So
And that is, like you said, it's very, very important to work with an agent such as yourself who have done short sales, understand them, understand how they work, and help educate their clients on how, especially the time process. I don't know if you've noticed, I'm sure you have, but I think that's people's biggest complaint.
Oh, yeah.
Why is it taking so long?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it's called a short sale, but it really seems like a super long sale.
I know.
The
That's a
short
misnomer, isn't it?
So
Yeah.
I think with that in general, to have a good realtor who knows what they're doing and working for you is the most important, and it's huge. It's huge because to have somebody, you can have somebody who maybe doesn't really know them that well and just wanting to do it, and it can go really bad.
Yeah,
Really bad. And this is your financial life.
Oh, yeah.
Your financial life, which is very important.
It is, and like you said, it's like a medical procedure. One thing goes wrong, everything can go wrong. So everything, small details, you have to attend to,
Right.
and a caring person, a diligent person is going to pay attention to them. And I'm not, I've had several attorneys that we work with on our show talk about bankruptcy, talk about short sales. We've had CPAs. We have the top people in the industry like yourself each week sharing with our viewers up-to-date current events in real estate. So it's very important that people who tune in stay tuned, or go to our website, thebestlasvegasrealtor.com, and see some of the shows that we've taped here, because we have attorneys, we have the best short sale realtors and lenders, and people that come in and talk about the taxes and the developments and what's happening in Vegas. So we're bringing in some great folks, and we're getting a lot of help, and I really appreciate the contribution you've made, not only to me personally, not as just as a realtor, how pleasant it is to work with somebody sometimes, but the business at the next title. They even have great pens.
We have great pens.
Hundreds of them. And
we have great pens, yes.
the little courtesies people remember,
Yeah.
The personal touches, and
Sure.
the smiles, the hugs, the humor.
Yeah.
Makes,
Yeah,
business can be fun and pleasant and very profitable.
Yes. And in a business that's so intense at times and almost anxiety ridden, it's nice to be able to work, have those working relationships like with the realtors, the title companies, and your lenders and stuff, where you can laugh occasionally and get to know people. I think that's a huge part. We have to have the professionalism, but I think it's really beneficial to get knowing people and understand where they're coming from. We all have different struggles, so you never know what somebody next to you is going through. It's easy to judge, and I think it's nice to be able to take a step back And remember, we're all going through something.
Yeah.
So, to be able to work with realtors like you and build these relationships and with some of the top agents and lenders in town, it's a very big deal to us. So we're ecstatic.
It is wonderful to have people who are so satisfied and said, hey, Next Title was great. We wrote an offer on yesterday. I recommend you. And the lady said, great, I'd like to. I said, these people get back with you right away. They get your prelim out one day. They open escrow. They do bank wiring. They make it convenient for the buyer.
Yeah.
They have mobile notaries that go out to sell people. If you're home and you're shut in or you have a disability, you don't have a vehicle, something like that, and you use a Next Title, they can come to you.
Oh, yeah.
We make house calls, right?
Well, that's true. That's true. We're not a brick and mortar kind of situation where we have one on every corner.
Right.
Like some, but we're not a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
But I always make sure that my, realtors and lenders know that we'll bring the closing to you. It's not, that's a service that we're providing as well. Like you said, there are people in all different kinds of situations. We don't want somebody to feel like, oh my God, I can't get there. I've got to sign these documents and all this stress. I mean, these are stressful situations already. We want to make it a little bit easier.
Oh, yeah.
So that's our whole thing, and we'll bring the closing to the customer, and if it's more convenient at the agent's office or lender's office or at their home. I've signed plenty of people at their home. I'm a notary public with the state of Nevada.
Helps too, yeah. With real estate lending experience. And,
I've been a notary for a very long time, and I understand loan documents and everything and real estate documents. So
it's few and far between that we find escrow officers with the type of experience and training and commitment that you bring to the table. And if people want to get a hold of you at Next Title, is there an email address you want to share? We can put it on the teleprompter.
Yes, by all means. My email is H for Heather, Willmott, WILLMOTT, at Next Title, NEXTITLE.com.
And just one T in Next Title.
Correct. Yeah, and all lowercase. All lowercase. And then our office number is 702-853-1500.
And do you have a personal contact information you want to share, or is it best to call through the office?
Through the office is fine.
Can you repeat that number one more time for the viewers?
Sure. 702-853-1500.
Okay, Next Title, and they're here to help
Next
you.
Title,
do your next transaction with Next Title.
Exactly.
You won't be disappointed.
That's the thing. Next Title, next transaction, next real estate transaction. Perfect. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming today. It's been a wonderful interview, and I look forward to having you back on. And we'll see you viewers next week, every Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Next week we have Catherine Cortez Mastos, the Attorney General. She's going to tell us all what's happening with the legislature and the new laws, because there's a lot of confusion. And she's going to set the record straight for us.
A lot of confusion. Thank you, Greg. It's always a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care. Good day.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for viewing. We'll see you every Tuesday, 5 o'clock.